So guys, just to update you on the first event, the Max Deadlift, Mutant Deadlift Championships. Some pretty unfortunate news for Evan the T-Rex Singleton having to pull out after event 1. He pulled 400 kilos like it was nothing, pulled 420 like it was nothing. Magnus was the ref. He was not happy with the lockout, so he gave him kind of a questionable hand signal. As opposed to like bringing his hand down, he was kind of shaking his hand around a bit to suggest that he needed to lock out more, bring the bar up a little bit higher. Evan didn't really understand what he meant. He thought he meant he got the down signal, so Evan put it down, then looked over and saw that Magnus still had his hand up, so he was like, right, I'll go for another attempt, and did a small bit of damage to his hamstring, pulled it a little bit, I think, and that meant that he had to pull out of the competition. Now, they did review it afterwards, and they gave Evan the rep, which is fair enough, because watching the footage back, I don't want to be talking shit about refs, but it was kind of bullshit. As regards to, not necessarily bullshit that he wasn't giving him the lockup, but bullshit that he didn't put his hand down, that he should have just kept his hand in the same place as opposed to shaking it around, as I assume that wasn't really covered in the rules meeting. I think it was just that you would normally leave your hand up as the ref until they got, a satisfactory lift. So a bit unfortunate. So they gave Evan the rep, but it kind of didn't matter at that point because he had pulled his hamstring, and that was after reviewing it. So real unfortunate for Evan. He didn't seem happy going away from it, which is completely understandable when you're coming into that standard competition. Coming in as one of the heavy favourites with a lot of good events to go. So pity there for Evan Singleton. Outside of that, we also had Pavlo Nekonechny pulling out. Quite unfortunate for him as well. Pavlo, I believe, did some damage to his tricep in the warm-ups, pulling the bar too aggressively, so he was gone as well. So we can't actually see how good he's going to be. But there is some good news, guys. Paddy Haynes hit a 1,000-pound deadlift. Who else was there? Adam Bishop hit a 470 kilo deadlift, as did Austin Andrade, getting revenge on his lift from last year, so fair play to him to that. Now, the big man, Hafthor Julius Bjornsson, hitting a 510 kilo deadlift and making it look easy. I don't care what anyone says, I think he had 520 or 525 in him. That was the smoothest lift over 500 kilos I've ever seen in a conventional stance, ever, as long as I'm alive. Which isn't that long in the grand scheme of things. But it was amazing. I genuinely think it was like 95% of his max. Ridiculous. And he's definitely a threat for the title in this comp.